This is Snake. Can you hear me? Good. The mission is simple. Put your geek pants on and infiltrate Foxhound. If you need backup, contact Ken and Chris on their codec frequency. Ready? Snake out.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, thanks again for joining us, Kenneth and Chris. No, wait, hold on, I'm a little nervous. Ken and Chris for the Geek Pants Camcast, which is now officially Phase 3 of Monster March.
Ooh, suck it, Marvel.
That's right, that's right.
We're coming.
And I didn't even laugh.
You didn't laugh. You smiled.
Yes, I smiled, but I didn't
Which
laugh.
almost made me laugh. Because I knew what was going through the head.
No kidding.
I was like, yeah.
The whole time,
it's pretty
I'm
funny
going,
in there.
don't laugh, and you're just like, he's gonna laugh. But I got through it. But seriously, thank you so much. Actually, thank you everybody for the support that we've been getting.
Yeah.
We're at what, 67?
67.
67.
Slowly climbing, but it's never dropping, and that's all that matters.
Which is the most important
That's all
thing.
that matters.
And that's why I saw that the other day, and that's kind of why I was on this. Thank you very much, Kick, because you guys are sticking around, which is awesome.
Yeah, a lot of people are enjoying it, which is good, because, well, you know what? Lately we've been covering movies, too, that other people don't really touch. And I think that kind of helps. Like,
yeah.
How many of these about Trollhunter have you seen?
I don't think
I personally haven't seen any.
And I started to look just to, just because. Speaking of which, that's the movie we're going to be doing.
Troll! Yeah.
Just Troll?
Well, that's why he yells at them in the bush.
I thought you were going to finish off by putting your own spin on it by saying Hunter.
Oh, okay.
But
okay.
No. It's too late.
No.
It's too late.
The pressure's on. The pressure's on.
Yeah, no pressure.
Hunter.
Okay, fair enough.
Did I nail it?
Totally.
Okay, good.
Yeah, you
good.
totes nailed it.
Totes my goats. I'm excited to talk about this.
I actually thought we were going to do Trollhunter last.
Oh, really?
I didn't realize that we were going to do I Kill Giants last. But
oh, is that all right? Are you cool with that? I thought we were going to go in order of releasing.
So...
Order of releasing.
Okay,
so this is 2010, so it's the third.
Okay.
Third released.
That makes sense. But I'm super pumped. Like, even when we were talking about this and I got super giddy about watching Trollhunter again.
Yeah, and you watched it again last night.
Actually, I watched it partly tonight, like last night.
Yeah. And
then the rest of it this morning.
Oh.
Yeah, it was one of those where I was doing this move.
Like, it's not going to happen.
And then I was like, no, I can do it. Okay, alright. Let's shut it off. Shut it off, but was up for 20 minutes afterwards.
Makes sense.
I guess the physical action of doing this on my PlayStation
powered everything back up again.
It's like, oh well, But anyway, it's I didn't realize that it's actually a relatively short movie either.
Yeah, it is. I think it's maybe just an hour and a half.
Hour and 35 minutes.
Yeah, it's short.
Yeah, because I actually I did it like an hour. I rewound it a bit because I realized if I was doing this, I'd probably done a couple of those.
Yeah.
So, luckily, not much of a story.
No.
Actually, both of them. This one and I Kill Giants, it's a pretty straightforward story. I Kill Giants does have a couple of plot lines, whereas Trollhunter is essentially just, this is it.
It's pretty simple. The movie is pretty simple, but it's masterfully done. Like,
I gotta say,
good.
this is one of those ones where they talk about it every once in a while about doing a Western remake. And I am like 100% against this. I don't want to see a Western remake.
There's no need for it.
Not only is there... Well, okay, generally, remakes, period, there's no need for.
No.
For the most part. Like The Departed, for instance, being a Western remake of Infernal Affairs. That whole trilogy. But they managed to pretty much take the trilogy and put it into The Departed.
Right.
So I can kind of let that slide a bit, because it's like a 4-hour movie and they managed to get pretty much everything in there.
Yeah.
And they did a really good job. Really good job.
That's totally, I feel like it's different though, right? Because the dubbing's good in this movie. It's good. If you watch this dubbed, it's a Hollywood movie, as far as I'm concerned. Like, visuals are Hollywood quality.
Well, I'm back in a second. How's that different though? Like,
no, because this is really recent, but it's like that's about crime and everything, right? I'm assuming the crime in Infernal Affairs is Korean.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I'm assuming all of that
That's
is,
right.
is
Another
different.
Korean movie
Yeah.
that I've watched. I can't help it.
I'm sure it's different.
Actually, the plot is pretty similar. When I started watching The Departed, I literally went, these motherfuckers rip off Infernal Affairs?
Is it dead on?
It's pretty
So
fucking
I've only
close.
watched The Departed.
It's
I
pretty...
didn't really care for The Departed.
I think you'll actually... See, I don't know
Though,
now.
people are going to hate me now because I'm not a huge Scorsese fan. Rarely does his movies do anything.
You know what I love is that you couldn't have left it at, I didn't really like Departed. You had to up the ante and go, I also don't like Martin Scorsese films.
That guy that you love, not a huge fan.
I've never been a huge fan, but the movies that I do really like. Like Gangs of New York, I really liked that.
That's my favorite movie he's done.
I also liked The Aviator.
Okay, that was alright.
Yeah. I mean, not as good.
Hugo was okay.
Not as good as,
you know what it
Gangs
really
of New
comes
York.
down to? What it really comes down to is I'm not a fan of gangster crime movies. And
yet
large part of
you
Scorsese's
like The
collection.
Dark Knight. That's so weird.
Yeah, but how much do I like The Dark Knight? It's my least favorite in the trilogy.
It also took you a while to actually say you like it, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because I would always describe it as, if you took out all the Batman elements, it would still be a great movie. And you were always like, I only really like the Batman elements.
Yeah.
Except for when he goes to China. Other than that, every Batman element I like, and I was like, okay, alright.
I like movies about cops and crooked cops and stuff, but when it's like a gangster-related movie, it doesn't really click with me very often.
I can kind of, I understand where you're coming from, and I get that too, because, like, while I like Scarface, I don't think it's this absolutely amazing movie. I think he acts his ass off in it, right?
Yeah.
And De Palma does a really good job with that movie, especially because of the time period. But I don't hold it up as the same regard as a lot of people, because I'm like, this is about a bad guy who just gets worse.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of the same feeling I have with Breaking Bad, where I understand that it's an amazing show and it's like the best show you'll ever watch in your entire life. I can't get around the fact that I'm watching a guy who's generally good, for the most part, become a horrible person by the end of this.
Yeah, and it's like only a 9-month period, too. All
And
5
it's-
shows. Seasons.
Exactly, and it's not like, I mean, I guess you could argue that Walter White was always bad.
Yeah.
He just couldn't express it in the confines of the life that he was living at that point. But still, I'm just like, if this was reverse and you watch the guy be this horrible crime boss, drug dealer, and then slowly become a better guy, I might watch that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Making Bad, I guess.
Making
no.
Good?
Yeah, Making Good.
Making Good.
Yeah, so, I don't know.
Yeah. No, Breaking Bad, acting's phenomenal. Crazy acting.
Like, the episodes that I watched with
so good.
Michelle, I was drawn in, but it was the central premise I couldn't get past, so.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I was saying, like, with Trollhunter, I think, for me personally, a huge part of the appeal is that this is a Norwegian movie.
Yeah.
Dealing with Norwegian folklore. Dealing with it in a very Norwegian-like fashion.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, this isn't, these aren't Tolkien's trolls. You know?
Yeah.
Or other British fantasy writers' version of trolls. Because, like, even just the fact that they're huge, or varying states of sizes, is really, really cool.
That I love. How they're all different sizes.
That I thought was really awesome.
Yeah.
And how each of them had a distinct look to them.
Mm-hmm.
This wasn't like a cut and paste type of thing. There's just so much. So, but like for them to be now this an Americanized thing, the first thing I thought of right away was the actual Trollhunter himself would not be like a regular, boring-looking older guy. Like, they wouldn't have cast, what's his name? Selvig, the actor who plays Eric Selvig.
Oh, yeah. Stellan Skarsgård.
Yes! I think he would probably be a good choice to do, if they eventually do the American remake. I don't think they're going to at this point, but they might.
I mean, it's hard to say, because André Øvredal, who's the writer-director, he's doing American films now. So, for them to, like, remake this, like, why not just bring him back and say, hey, you want to... I think if they got him to do a sequel that follows Trolls in the U.S.
That would be interesting.
But maybe, like, not called Trollhunter 2, You know.
Yeah.
The Trollhunter.
Yeah, the
Trollhunters.
Trollhunters, also good.
Yeah.
Also good.
That's a TV show, I guess.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Like, I agree. Like, if you're gonna do it do it like the way Ghostbusters was supposed to be. Ghostbusters, all-female Ghostbusters was originally supposed to be in the same universe.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be after the fact. It was supposed to be a, like, passing of the torch. So in that case, I was a little bit more on board with this. And then, at the last second, they're like, fooled you, it's a remake. I was like, oh, I don't know about this. Or not even a remake, a reboot, so to speak. Yeah, it's more a remake, actually.
Well, no, it's more of a reboot.
Yeah, it's more of a reboot.
Because if it was a remake, they would have had the same character name.
That's right. They would have had Zool, and they would have had the Keymaster.
Like the 4 Ghostbusters, the women
right.
would have had the same last names, probably, as the originals.
That's right. It would have just been an all.
So it was a full-up reboot.
Yeah, which I don't know. I mean, I look at it and I feel like I put it in the same class as the Bourne Legacy, where if you didn't make this a Ghostbusters reboot, I probably would have liked it a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like if they would have done something similar to seminal classic Evolution.
Ah,
yes. Yeah, maybe check that movie out and tell us how you feel.
Ivan couldn't make his Ghostbusters 3, so he made it with aliens.
And Evolution, I have to rewatch that movie because I loved that movie.
It's so good. I watched it again a couple of years ago. It's so fun.
Oh, see, that's what I want to hear. Like,
because you know what? And it's the chemistry of the cast. It works so well. Like David Duchovny, Orlando Jones, Julianne Moore, and Sean William Scott.
I know.
4 of them together.
Like, what
amazing.
The fuck?
Amazing.
What
such a good cast.
That was such a good movie. Oh man, I'm actually gonna watch that in the next little bit.
Yeah.
Probably not in the next little bit because April's a heavy month for movies.
Mm-hmm. Lots
really
going
heavy.
on.
Yeah.
It's pretty much April straight to June.
Yeah, that's right. What's in June?
Spider-Man.
I thought it was July.
I think it's June. Pretty sure it's June.
So
because I think everyone was like almost 2 months apart. So like Captain Marvel was the beginning of March.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because
Avengers
May.
is the end of April.
There's that ghost month of May. Although John Wick 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, May is Godzilla too.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So, so getting back to this, another found footage film, and this I'm glad you pointed it out because I forgot it was a found footage film.
I started watching it. I was like, funny.
I think I was actually getting this film mixed up with Cloverfield.
Oh, okay.
Because I loved the found footage stuff.
In this?
Yeah.
Well, it's different, right? He's got a camera crew.
They flat out start off, we're tracking down the bear poacher, who this guy was. I wish I remember their names, because I just watched it. You'd think I would have remembered Hans.
Otto Jesperson is Hans.
You think I would have remembered Hans.
I got pretty much all the character names, yeah, because I've watched this movie so many times now.
Oh, I
truly love this film.
I was so mad because I was like, this is a hard one to download accidentally, and I couldn't find it on any other means, which is why ultimately I was like, let me borrow it.
Yeah.
You know, out of all the movies I returned, I didn't return Slither just because I am going to watch that.
Still watch Slither.
Even though I haven't yet.
Have you watched Stardust yet?
Oh yeah, I forgot I had that.
Yeah.
What the fuck's that one? I'll go
You've had that for like 4 years. Yeah. Before I went to BC.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. I'll give it to you. I haven't watched it.
Well, we should watch it. We should definitely, because I want to watch it again.
All right.
Maybe we'll watch it together.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe we will.
Maybe.
All right.
Maybe that'll happen.
So, I love how it starts off with them. It's just a camera crew filming a documentary.
Yeah. About poachers.
And they come across Hans, right? Because he's this bear poacher. I thought it was immediately hilarious because there's like military guys right at the beginning. And even one of them is just like, if I see him again, there's going to be trouble. And I was like, okay, buddy. Like, you can't even prove he's poaching these bears. What are you going to do? Fucking put a bullet in his face? Get the fuck out of here. Also, you're a military guy. You're on camera. Tough talking. Like, shut it. Shut it. But yeah, I thought that, like, right away, you're thrown into it. But what I love is when they finally track him down, and then he's just kind of like he's telling him to fuck off, like, leave me alone.
Leave me alone.
I don't want any part of this. Just let me do my thing. And it's only until the one guy gets attacked, but they don't even know what, that he's just like, fine, you want to know the truth? This is the truth. I'm a troll hunter.
Yeah.
And then it's
you
just
don't believe in trolls.
Yeah.
And then you get like so much like history behind them and everything too. Like
I loved that.
They still smell of people with Christian blood.
That part I thought was hysterical.
Which is awesome.
It's so great where they're just like, even like making a joke about it. He's like, oh, I better smell my Christian blood. And he's just like, are you serious? Like, do you believe in Jesus? No, not at all. I don't believe in God at all. Like, I went to church a couple of times, but my mom made me. He's like, okay, you, I don't think you will. I don't think you're an issue, but you. It's like, this is hilarious. But, like, even the bite, so he gets bit, and he's showing, like, problems, and he's getting sicker and stuff, and I was just like, this is... I liked aspects to this, same with the I Kill Giants, where there's nothing high-tech about this, really. This is just grimy solutions. Mm-hmm. Like, really, you want to smell like a troll? Here's troll stench.
Troll stench. Just rub it all over you.
Rub troll stench all over you.
Yeah.
If you don't want to go and bathe in the lake and make sure that you get your armpits and groins really good, but you do the troll stench. The other part of that was kind of funny was that, like, he'd say, put this troll stench on you, do everything I say because I'm the Trollhunter, and they question him.
Non-stop.
Repeatedly.
Yeah.
Repeatedly question him. I was just like, this is fucked up that you just literally...
Yeah.
Like, especially after they saw the first troll, which the three-headed troll was an excellent way to kind of say, this is trolls.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that it was a giant troll standing above to the trees, just above, but the three-headed guy, I was like, holy fuck. And I loved it when because they talk about it, right? And then they build it up, and it's, they're fucking around, because they're like, whatever, he's a troll hunter, so they're fucking around, and all of a sudden they're like, did you hear that? And, of course, we hear bits.
Yeah.
And then they show the ground shaking, like the actual shrubs moving to the stomps, and it's got that, like, Jurassic Park feel, where you're just like, holy shit.
It really does.
Shit.
You just see the trees slowly
But the
starting
best
to go like
part
this.
I love about this is, like, with Jurassic Park, you have an idea of what dinosaurs look like based on about 100 years?
Yeah.
Just over 100 years of us thinking that this is what they look like, so this is what we tell everybody they look like. So when you see it, you're still incredibly amazed at how awesome it looks, but you're still just like, but that's what a T-Rex looks like. Mm-hmm. Whereas now you're just like, you're running through a catalog of what trolls look like or what you think trolls look like, because if you read a lot of books, then you tend to make it look a certain way. Like, I remember that was part of the problem, always been a part of the problem when I read books where you watch a movie and then you go, I didn't picture it like that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, even, like, Tolkien's, like, Peter Jackson stuff is really good, but their interpretation of Gollum was not what I ever pictured. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, you get around it and stuff. At least in The Hobbit, the riddle sequence was so scary and creepy that it brought me back to reading the book. So this is where, when you finally see it, you're just like, holy fuck. And three-headed, I was like, that's unreal. I love he's just like, well, the older they get, sometimes they get three heads, and it's more of a protuberance, really. Like, they have one eye, and it's here. They just they're there, and I was like, that's hilarious. Like, it's so funny that he's just nonchalant, like, and
I love that about him. Like, he's done it so many times, it's just like,
I even love the part where he's just like, it's a shitty job, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
Like, this is, like, they're like, why are you letting us film it? And he's just like, it's a shitty job, I don't want to do this anymore. And I was like, oh, okay.
I work nights, I work every day, I work holidays.
Yeah. Like,
I don't get any sick time or any
I don't get any benefits. I don't get any, just this laundry list of, like, I'm doing it because I'm really the only one that can do it.
And he was in the Navy, right? He mentions he was in the Navy.
Yeah.
So, like, they came to him.
Yeah. Like, they headhunted him, and...
Yeah.
I even love the part, so, like, when they kill that guy with sunlight, which I thought was awesome. Mm. And I liked how it was instant, too.
Yeah.
I was just like, fuck, that's
just
crazy.
Like, boom!
And then he's just, like, he's a rock now. Like, and then, they break it, and then that same crew shows up that was...
From the beginning,
part of the bear poaching thing.
So the guy is, like, acting like he's what, like, animal activist, not an activist, but like a game warden of sorts.
A game warden, yeah, like a top game warden.
But really,
kind
he's
of
like
guy.
this government dude.
But really, and I love the look on his face where he's just like, huh, it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, who are these?
He's like, oh, it's the guy from earlier with the bear poaching. He's like, ugh.
Yeah.
This is so stupid,
You
Hans.
think you're going to keep that footage. You got
Yeah,
another thing
exactly.
going.
And I loved that. And that was an excellent bit of foreshadowing.
Mm-hmm.
That, like, when you rewatch it, you're just like, I didn't even pay attention to that part. I was just like, well, of course you're going to say that.
Yeah.
But when later on in the end, you're just like, oh, yeah, that's right. So, of course, when I'm watching it this time, I'm like, yeah, of course they're not going to keep the footage, because why would they want anybody to know, right? Although, I know we're talking like this is in Norway, and it's pretty expansive, but this is like fairly wide open, so I'm still just kind of at a loss as to how much longer did they think these towering, like even the Titan troll, was going to be able to just like be hidden, you know? Especially because there's no training sequence where Hans is training another one. Oh, that's probably what they'll have in the Western version.
Honestly, I thought, right after the movie down, I was like, I would love to see a prequel showing him get recruited.
I would love to see a prequel,
and learning
too.
from another Trollhunter how to do everything.
If that's the case, then yeah, I would buy into a second movie.
I would buy that so hard.
It would be like Bourne Supremacy, where I'd buy it without even watching it.
Yeah.
I would just be like, yeah, that's mine, thank you.
Because
so I would definitely be into that, but like I said, the American version would definitely have the older, grizzled veteran training a younger guy to do this. Be very much like Men in Black.
Yeah, it actually would be.
Yeah.
I would actually be down with that.
I would actually...
Because there's a lot of comedy in this. Like, when you break down the dialogue, there's so many funny parts in this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Or even just, like, the... because these are just, like, normal people that are caught up in a fucking weird scenario.
Mm-hmm.
So they're handling it the best they could. But I even love, like, the occasional, like, mugging to the camera where later on when they introduce the doctor, the veterinarian that he says he's talking to on the phone earlier.
Yeah.
And she's doing the little interview where she's like, yeah, like, I mean, I know it has to be done. I wish it wouldn't be so painful. And she's trying to make it so it's a lot quicker and painless and stuff. And I was like, that's really sweet. And then they have that hug. So obviously he's getting something.
And the camera crew's all like, yeah.
Yeah, well, the one dude literally looks at the camera like, yeah. And you're just like, oh my god, that's awesome. Because that's exactly how I would react. Even though, you know, you just stared like two different trolls in the face and like you almost died 2 separate times. I was just gonna be like, hey, he's fucking getting some pussy. That guy over there, you know.
Actually, he does mention when they say, "Are you the only one in Norway?" He goes, "I am the only one in Norway." So technically, I mean, that could open up the U.S. one too.
Oh yeah,
as long as it's a different character and not Hans.
You could definitely hold that open. But I like the idea that it's kind of contained in Norway.
Yeah.
Like, it's this Norwegian thing.
And
where, like, I feel like if... sorry to cut you off.
No,
like,
that's fine.
Stateside, it would have to be something like our own version of that. Because, like, if you notice, most of our folklore is from Europe.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's not too many, like, homegrown folklore. Like, aside from, what is it, Ogopogo? The Loch Ness Monster offshoot.
Mm-hmm.
Or like in the States where there's the Detroit Devil.
Yeah.
Most of the stuff I'm quoting is from fucking X-Files.
Bigfoot.
Bigfoot, yeah, exactly.
Even though he's pretty much a copy of the Yeti, which is not from America.
That's right. He's
just
although that one is
brunette.
That one's been done to death.
Oh, yeah.
You know, to the point where I'm like, I don't ever...
I think it would work somewhere like Yellowstone Park or something like that. You know, in the States.
Yeah, no, there's
landscape.
definitely spots where it could work.
Because, like, Norway in this film is pretty much a character in itself.
Yeah, very much so.
Like, the scenery is gorgeous.
Oh.
Honestly, I want to go to Norway so bad after this.
Man,
like...
I really hope that you go to Norway and it's like that, and it's not just like smaller Thunder Bay, where you're just like, oh, it's just like back home.
Oh.
I just drive for half an hour and then I get to this area, but the rest of it is But no, I loved the scenery.
Mm-hmm.
I loved the initial scenery where they're in the bush and there's no snow.
Yep.
But when they went to snow, when they went further up the mountain, and I was like, I'm in love. But I'm a huge sucker for any time I see snow, like in movies and stuff like that. Because I'm a sucker for it. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Well, it gives you an idea how high up they are now, right? So these giants are way up in the mountains.
Like, yeah, exactly.
But going back to that first troll, the three-headed.
Three-headed.
So that he kills it, but then they go like further into showing you what he has to do. He breaks it down with a hammer.
Exactly.
He jackhammers it. He puts a tarp over it.
That was the other
blows
thing
it up.
too, and you're sitting there going like, you're just a one dude.
Yeah.
And then after he does all that, then the guys show up and go, good job.
Yeah, with a bear. The guy calls it a bear.
Exactly.
And they just walk around with those bare feet.
Which I kind of got a kick out of because he made it seem like he was this big shot. Mm-hmm. And then when you see him physically actually doing the bear paws, you're like, you're kind of a little bitch too, eh? You're not as high up on the totem pole as you want to make it seem. Yeah. Which I got a huge kick out of that. But I was like, that's kind of cool. So then he's working it from both angles. He's cutting off the trolls, but also at the same time working this mystery bear poacher thing. Mm. That and it's little things like that where I'm just like they really thought of this. Like it wasn't just like, let's just make a movie about trolls. Yeah. And have a guy kill them. You know, they were like, you know, it'd have to be like
a lot of thought went into it because every troll is very different. Every
troll is very different, but even just the fact that there's in the mythology too. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like there's this level of trolls. There's like there's woodland trolls, and then there's mountain trolls, and then within them there's the sex there, and then like I said, there's the Titan troll. What am I saying that?
No. He calls it a Jotnar.
That's right. But I'm quoting from I Kill Giants.
Yeah,
that's right. My apologies. But and then even just the names that they have, or the classes, I should say. Yeah. But I thought that was really neat. But I even love the part where they're just like, are they smart? No, they're stupid. They're the dumbest things ever. They're so dumb. Yeah. Like, they can survive on rocks. Big deal.
They kill, eat, and they shit. That's pretty much all they do.
I once came across a troll trying to eat his own tail. And immediately I was like, I'm such a dirtbag, because I was like, you sure it was his tail? Are you absolutely sure it was his tail and that he was trying to eat it? Although, I gotta say, that visual is just horrifying. Yeah. Like, this giant, massive thing, and I almost picture it just kind of being like this, tail. And they're just looking like, oh, hey.
Did you catch all that?
I was just trying to eat my tail. I'm super hungry. Do you got any rocks? This is embarrassing.
Or tires? Yeah, like... That was cool, too, how he has that cut out of the rocks. He's like, this is a war zone where this type of troll and this type of troll meet, and they throw rocks at each other. Yeah. And they had like a war.
That was awesome.
So there's been no wars. All the rocks are the same. Like, everything.
I know.
It's crazy.
But even to think of it at that level, too. Yeah. Because, like, they didn't even have to add some of this stuff for me to be like, this movie's awesome. Mm-hmm. You know? But, oh, man. It's just so fucking great.
Oh, it's
the really mountain good. Troll though, holy shit!
Who the big one, the Jotnar?
Yeah, the Jotnar.
Well, first, before we're introduced to that, we learn that it's got this like power line system around the mountain that goes in a circle because it acts as an electric fence.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the crew's like, you realize this goes in a circle, right? He goes, oh yeah, we know.
There's a reason for that.
Yeah, and it's cool because it's keeping this thing in.
Exactly. I even like that at the end, too, where they're just like, yeah, we'll have power lines everywhere. Yeah. Because there's trolls.
Yeah. The next troll that they encountered, that one under the bridge, that thing was awesome.
That one.
How, like, Hans comes out in the armor.
I know!
And it's just like, boom, boom, and just like, he's knocked out.
Literally just...
He's knocked out.
Just fucking slams
Hans
him.
Hans is out. Tries to bite his head.
Tries to eat him. He's like, nope. Slam. I was like, I forgot all about this. Is he dead? I don't think he's dead. Because then I was trying to think, like, does he die at the end of the movie? Because I was like I said, it had been so long, but I was like, holy fuck. Because when he comes out in that suit, you're just like, oh, shit's going to be real. Yeah. Oh, because he has to get the blood sample.
Yeah, he's got that big syringe.
He's got to get the blood sample, and I was just like, and then literally was like, holy fuck. And then, like, in retrospect, you're like, that's hilarious. But at the time, I was like, holy shit. Very much like Loki and Hulk. Where it's just
like, boom, boom.
But it just looked so great. Just, bam.
Because he like, whistles it at her, right? He goes, like...
Because he's, like, right or by something, and it just is so dumb.
It turns around, it's just like... Like, it doesn't look at him for a moment, give him a chance to hit with the syringe. No, it's just, boom. He didn't have a chance.
And then he gets up and it's like, well, gotta get back to work. And that explosion was gross.
Yeah. And he comes out, he's like, oh yeah, sometimes they blow up.
Yeah,
They're just covered in blood.
Sometimes what happens is like their stomach starts to expand and then it explodes. It's very painful for them. Like, Jesus Christ.
Straight to the point.
And that's an example of the dialogue where you're saying where the intention, there's no intention for it to be funny.
Yeah.
But the delivery is just so darkly, like, flatly comic that you're like, there's no way I'm not giggling at that
I love
shit.
it so much because, I mean, like, the camera guy in the third set of trolls, he dies because they smell his Christian blood. He runs out the troll stench.
I thought that was so fun. And he's freaking out. He's like, I
got a
talked
troll
about
stench.
this. I told you about this.
You're a Christian.
We talked about this.
Yeah.
I was like, this is so fucking funny. And then they got the Muslim girl.
Yeah, right? And she goes, you're Muslim? Yes. And then Thomas,
He's just like...
he looks at Hans. She's Muslim. Is that okay? I don't know.
I have no idea.
We'll find out.
I was like, this is awesome. Literally, and then they're all just kind of like, okay. And of course, like, I'm thinking about it, like, poor Muslim girl, because she has no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
And it's not like they sat there and said, hey, just so you know, we're going to be hunting trolls. I know how it sounds.
Yeah.
Trust me, I've seen 2 already. They're real. And I got to think about Christians and Jesus, so you might be okay.
You might be alright.
He says he has no idea, so you might be okay.
I love just that delivery, though. I don't know. Maybe. We'll find out.
We'll find out. It's just so good. It's kind of like, I guess we'll see. It's fucking priceless.
Oh, man. Yeah. And then, finally we get to that Jotnar, and that Jotnar is amazing.
The Jotnar is amazing.
I really got a Jurassic Park feel with that thing. When you see it just coming out of the snow and out of the mist.
And when they're driving
larger,
in between its feet.
And the tail is swinging and they're dodging the tail.
So much. So,
yeah.
like, I was like, man, this is so great. Like, to take that template of Jurassic Park and then just, make it your own was so incredible. But even just visually that thing, and I'm actually glad that was the best looking out of all of them. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, you might have your favorites, but you can't deny that was the best looking, and that looked like the final boss. Like,
oh yeah,
that's a phrase from gamers that is becoming a regular vernacular. Where like, that's the movie's final boss, and I always see that. I'm like, hey, fuck you. We were saying that for years, but this is very much a final boss, and you're very much just like even when he's flashing the light at it, and it doesn't instantly turn to stone, you're like, oh shit.
Because A, it's enormous.
Ginormous.
B, it's the carrier of these rabies.
Exactly.
It's the reason all these other trolls are going fucking apeshit. Why Thomas is friggin' aching, because
exactly.
he's got the rabies.
Because he even says, too, he's like, it's never been this
dogs
bad.
get rabies. I don't get rabies.
But even Hans is saying it's never been this bad.
Yeah.
Like, I've never had to work this much.
So what caused it to be that bad? Like,
exactly.
There's so much more story I want to... And, like, Hans gets away. We don't know... I don't think the kids died. I think they're just in some kind of custody or something in some government facility.
I think they were held in captivity until that video got out.
Yeah.
Where then they were forced to go, trolls exist. Mm-hmm. You know, because then there's no reason to keep them.
Yeah. In
captivity. You know? I don't think they got killed because... I mean, let's face it. If they were going to be killed, they would have been killed before they even went... Like, even after the first troll hunt...
Yeah.
They would have been killed.
Yeah.
Simple as that. They'd have been like, Hans, what the fuck, man? We talked about this.
Exactly.
You can't do this shit. Yeah. This is ridiculous, you know? And they wouldn't be like, almost begrudgingly being like, I hope you know what you're doing, you know?
Yeah. So that's why I don't think they were killed.
I don't think they were killed. But I also, like, when I rewatch it, I loved the fact that after he kills it, he just walks away.
Yeah, just watches the distance.
Off.
It's like... That's all. That's like almost like a western. Like, there's the hero, the gunslinger,
exactly,
just walking away
off into the not sunset, but you know, in the snowstorm, I guess you could say, and just I guess now living his life.
It's, man,
like it's a great way to end his story.
Yeah,
you know, because even and that was the other thing too. Because I think that's why I thought he was gonna die, or that he died when I first watched it or whatever. Because it's like I remember them ending it in a way where I'm like, I'm happy this way. I don't want to see any more of his story. I've seen enough of his story. Although the prequel idea, I think, is golden. I'd be in there in a heartbeat. You could also get the guy that plays Eric Selvig to play a younger... he can play a younger Hans.
Or one of his sons, Alexander Skarsgård.
He's okay. He's all right.
He's pretty good. See him in Tarzan.
I was going to say, you're going to reference Tarzan. And... Tarzan was all right, But
Mewtwo is good, but he doesn't talk in it.
Then he's probably amazing in it. I'm not suggesting he's a terrible actor at all, but I mean, he's all right. Like he's good. I will give him credit though. He's smart with the roles he gets or he accepts. It's almost like he doesn't try too hard. And so I don't want to suggest he knows he's not the greatest actor, but
he was the runner-up for Thor, eh?
Yeah, I know.
He almost got Thor.
I'm really glad he wasn't.
Well, there's the other Skarsgård kid too, the one who played Pennywise in the new It.
He's the only issue with him though is he looks weird.
He does, but if you give him like a beard, like Hans has,
but he's an insanely good actor.
He's such a good actor.
But his appearance though, he'd have to do something to make it different because like he's kind of like what's the kid's name? Dane something or other.
Oh, Dane DeHaan.
Yes, Dane DeHaan. He really can't play a really good guy because he looks like a dirtbag. Like...
Yeah.
Like,
though he's excellent in The Cure for Wellness.
I want to see that.
You haven't seen that?
He's a ridiculously good actor.
Oh, man.
He's a ridiculously good actor. Like, I mean, the Planet of 1,000 Cities or whatever.
Yep.
That was actually really good. Yeah, Valerian. Everybody shit all over it. That was great.
Yeah.
It was actually a really good movie.
I had no problem with that movie.
My only problem with it was that he was hard to take seriously as the, like, Captain America good guy.
Yeah.
Because he looked like the Red Skull before he got the Red Skull. You know? But, like, they were talking about the chemistry between those two was non-existent. I was like, no, it's there. Mm-hmm. Plus, she's ridiculously good, too.
Oh, she's a great actress.
And gorgeous.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit, gorgeous.
Cara
Delevingne
or something?
Yeah.
Enchantress from Suicide Squad.
I wasn't going to reference that.
She was good in Suicide Squad.
She was good.
She was one of the highlights.
She was one of the highlights, yes.
I mean, she totally got... I mean, no one else in that movie really exists besides Will Smith and Margot Robbie.
I know.
And Jared Leto, I guess.
Yeah,
because those are the only three anyone ever talked about. Like, none of the other guys...
Except for me, who talks about Jai Courtney in that movie.
Yeah.
And I've never said anything nice about him, ever.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure he's a nice guy in real life. I'm sure of it.
Jai Courtney.
But he is fucking terrible. Yeah, Jai Courtney. But he's a terrible... Or, I shouldn't say he's a terrible actor. It's just... Everything I've seen suggests he's a terrible actor.
Yeah.
Until you see Suicide Squad. And I think you were saying Vikings, was it? Or Spartacus. Spartacus. And you were like, yeah, no, he's good there.
He's very good in Spartacus. That's why, like, when he left Spartacus and went into movies, I was like, oh, yeah, this guy was awesome.
It's gotta be just one of those things where they're just like,
oh.
Hey, man, don't do anything.
Yeah.
Barely even blink. We'll pay you lots of money. But anyway, I don't want to get too much on a tangent on that one.
Let me go into a side story
regarding
Trollhunter.
Please do.
This poster right here.
I know, I saw. I was like, I forgot all about this, actually.
Oh, right here. People are going to see the whole thing. But Adrian and I went to New York Comic Con in 2011. Went to Magnet Releasing. They're the ones that distributed this in the U.S. They had this behind their booth where they're selling all their DVDs and Blu-rays. I bugged them 3-4 times a day about this poster. How much for that poster? Because this is done by an artist named James Gunn, I think. But he and the director both autographed it.
I know.
This is autographed.
Like,
this image is freaking gorgeous.
I thought this was... Because you had another one. You had a different poster.
A Trollhunter?
Yeah.
I think I had a smaller one, but it's just like the movie cover.
You had a smaller one of the movie cover, so when I saw this, I was like, "Oh, did he get this blown up?"
Yeah.
I didn't see this coming. This is fucking awesome.
This is amazing.
This is so good.
So yeah, Comic-Con.
I do love how they almost all look like they're shitting though. Like,
isn't that great?
This guy, that guy.
Taking the dump.
Those two right there look like they're just shitting. But then again, that's what they do, right?
Oh yeah.
So it's okay.
Mm-hmm. Lots of shitting.
Sorry, anyway, go on.
On the third day, I went back to them, and by that time they knew me. They're like, okay, because actually on the second day, they're like, you know what, come back tomorrow on the last day, we'll talk.
Oh, they were feeling you out.
I went back, and they're like, I tell you what, we don't know how to price this, because it was just for our display. You buy 6 of our movies, we'll give it to you. So I spent, and their Blu-rays were priced $10 each. So I spent
That's a no-brainer.
$60. I got 6 Blu-rays, and this.
That's hilarious. I would have laughed. I'd have been like, "Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, done.
Yeah.
I'll let you pick the 6.
What?
That's exactly what I would have said. You pick the 6.
Yeah.
I don't fucking
And
care.
it worked out great because I watched a lot of good movies from that pile.
I was gonna
That's
say,
where
you
I
must've.
watched that Korean movie that I love. Damn it, what's it called again?
That Korean movie that you love, Snowpiercer?
No, not
Oh, but you love that one.
I Saw the Devil.
Oh, I Saw the Devil.
I bought it in that
Did
pile.
I see that one?
It's amazing. You should see it if you haven't.
Oh, no. I started watching it.
So
and then I
good.
fell asleep,
So
and then
good.
I think Netflix dropped it or something like that, and I remember
Okay.
just not being able to see it again.
Yeah.
But I remember wanting to see it so badly.
Really good.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's so
What
good.
I didn't think about beforehand, though, was now that I have this, I have to walk through a crowd of 100,000 people in that convention center to get out to the streets of New York City and walk all the way back to my hotel without damaging this.
Yeah, but you're saying this like, yeah, I know, like, I can't believe this, and yet here we are.
Mm-hmm.
And why
You
is
know
it?
what?
Why is that? Because you are amazing.
Thank
Fuck
you.
yeah.
Thank you. And I couldn't take this on a plane because this isn't a regular poster. It's made with foam. It's solid. it's foam.
All right. Okay.
So
you
I couldn't
actually
roll
did
it up.
pay to ship it out.
So I went to the FedEx there, got them to wrap it up, paid extra for them to wrap it, and they shipped it to my house here.
So all told, you spent how much to get this?
I spent $60 to get this.
Yep.
The shipping was $170.
Oof. Oof.
What really pissed me off is when I received it, FedEx fucked up all the edges.
Oh fuck! So you had
You
spent
can't really
more
see
money.
it in the frame. You can see the big crease there in the corner. See it? It's bent because it's foam.
Oh shit!
Yeah. So then I went through this huge thing with FedEx and I got money back, but
How much you ended up getting back?
it was like $70. I don't know.
Okay, so you were out 160.
Yeah. Like,
Still though,
with that-
I gotta tell you, like, I'm a pretty frugal geek when it comes to buying shit.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when I absolutely have to have it, money's no object.
Mhm.
Like I said, we moved mountains for those Hush toys.
Yeah.
Literally.
Oh yeah.
Those were $100 a pop. We went in on those 2 sets. Still, I will never regret that.
Yeah.
When I actually end up owning the Blu-ray release of the animated series, oh my god, I was so
I
happy.
cannot wait for that.
Oh fuck, I can't wait either.
Oh,
I literally can't
I
wait.
hope they don't disappoint with it.
I don't think they will.
No.
I mean, I know, like, I've seen a couple of the screenshots where they go, where they show, like, this is what it used to look like, this is the remastered, and I'm always kind of like, but it's animated, so that tends to hold up a lot better, especially that style.
Yeah.
That's a specific style where it's a hard line, it's not, like, rough around the edges type of thing. It's like, The Amazing Spider-Man, or the X-Men cartoons.
Yes.
I think those ones,
They hold up well.
when they get remastered, I don't think they'll hold up as well. It's almost like they'll need to be remastered. I guess that's my point.
Okay.
Whereas I don't feel like the animated necessarily needed to be remastered. You know, audio-wise, yes, for sure.
Well, that's
but
a big thing.
I can't wait for that.
Yeah.
Holy
You
fuck.
see the trailer for Batman versus Ninja
Nope.
Turtles?
I haven't watched that. That's the one trailer I haven't watched yet to talk about. So I think in between this, we'll watch, because
It looks so
I
good.
can't wait. I can't
It
wait.
looks so
I
good.
fucking can't wait.
Actually, you know what? During our I Kill Giants episode, why don't you watch it on the camera and we can get your reactions?
Okay. All right. Well, or maybe I'll do that right after this.
Right after
Whenever
this.
we wrap
maybe.
this up, we'll see
I
what
got
happens.
other
The
things to
sky's
talk
the
about.
limit. Are
Whatever.
we done with this?
I think I'm done holding this, but I just wanted to show this is how much I love Trollhunter. This much. I went through that much trouble to get this.
I love that they're literally like, come back tomorrow and
Yeah.
we'll figure something out.
Yeah. Also, shout out. I don't even know if they still work at releasing because this was 2011. But if you're still there, thank you very much. I love Trollhunter. And you know what? This director, I will follow him and watch whatever he does from now on.
Yeah, I have to agree.
He did a wonderful short film right after this called The Tunnel. Really cool.
Okay.
It's like 12 minutes long. You can watch it on Vimeo, I think it's.
Okay.
So check that out.
All right.
And then he did. Where's this most recent one? This one right here. The Autopsy of Jane Doe.
Ooh.
Amazing film. It stars Brian Cox and Emile Hirsch.
I know, I saw Emile Hirsch and Brian Cox immediately. I was like, okay, well, I'm in.
It's so good. This is so good. Also, he's directing the movie of Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. That comes out this summer and written by Guillermo del Toro.
Well, fuck.
Well, fuck, indeed. So he's doing good. That guy is doing good.
I like how we said that in sync. That's nice.
Well, fuck.
That's nice.
I think I'm done with Trollhunter, though.
I don't have
love
anything
Trollhunter.
else to say except what I like about this movie is you don't even have to be a fan of big monster movies.
No.
Or creature features or kaiju monsters, whatever you want to call it, to really like this movie.
And don't let the found footage thing turn you off from Trollhunter. It's not like Cloverfield where it's super handheld and shaky. Like, they got a professional camera guy to shoot this.
Yeah, they actually will.
So it's pretty well done.
You see clips of the camera too. Like, this is an actual camera that they're holding. So and the found footage it's really well done. Really well done. There's only one part where it's at the end of the movie where they do that classic, like, cameras off type of thing, or the
screen shattering after he got eaten.
That's right. They have that classic, that one spot where you're just kind of like, because that's like in every single one of them. And it's almost like they have to have it type of thing.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's, well, like I said, like my main complaint with Cloverfield was that the ridiculousness of him holding this camera, and they comment on it, but they never ever do anything about it. Where at least here it's like, well, we're filming a documentary on poaching. Yeah. Then we fell into this documentary about this Trollhunter guy, which we think is horseshit, and then they realize it is real. So then, well, now we want to get the fucking end of this. We want it to see if he actually can stop this troll outbreak. Mm-hmm. So it makes sense all the way through. So at that point, there was no complaints, no nothing for me to be like, I don't know. So yeah, like, this is the best found footage movie I've ever seen. This is
mine as well. Absolutely, easily.
And after rewatching all of these movies, I would have to say that I'm with you on this one. This is like my favorite, like, big, huge monster movie, because like nothing touches this.
It's easily my favorite out of the four.
Oh, hands down.
Easily.
Hands down.
I mean, I would even say it's on the same level as the excitement I get from Godzilla and Pacific Rim and King Kong. Like, I love this movie.
It is definitely, it's for sure up there with the Godzillas for me, and the original Pacific Rim, because I haven't seen the second one yet.
Second's actually good. Like, I was pretty against it because I love the first.
The only reason why I haven't actually checked it out is because it just didn't look like it was going to be as good.
It's not as good.
And I'm not trying to make it sound like Pacific Rim was this masterpiece of cinematography. It was just a great-looking movie with a great-looking action with, to be honest, a very middling story.
That's what you get with Guillermo del Toro, right? Like, his robots in Pacific Rim, they moved slow. You saw their gears shifting when they were about to throw a punch. In the sequel, they're jumping around like Power Rangers.
That's the part that actually really threw me, especially because I had just finished watching Power Rangers.
Yeah.
So then to see, like, another Power Rangers movie, especially when you watch Power Rangers, and if you liked Power Rangers, knowing that there's not going to be a new one, or if they're going to do a new one, it's not going to be a sequel, which is really disappointing, especially if you liked it. Spoiler, I liked it.
I really liked the new one.
I was really impressed.
Really well done.
Really impressed by it. You know what? And I'm getting sick and tired of people saying, like, critics going, oh, it's doing this dark and edgy reboot thing that we've been seeing since Batman Begins and Casino Royale, and it's just like, I didn't think it was really dark and edgy. I just thought that they took a ridiculously kiddie premise, like, because the original show is for kids, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
It's not for high schoolers, it's for kids.
Yeah.
And then they just kind of updated it to make it feel a little bit more adult. Mm-hmm. Just a little bit. At no point was I like, fuck, this is just like Batman Begins, and it's dark and gritty, and it's like, not that I think Batman Begins is dark and gritty, you know?
And it's Batman. If anything should be dark and gritty, it is Batman Begins.
Exactly.
Like,
you know?
It's like, okay,
or Casino Royale is dark and gritty. Yeah. It's not dark and gritty.
No.
It's just not your
No.
Roger Moore's James Bond. It's not even your Pierce Brosnan James Bond.
It's the real world.
But Pierce Brosnan's James Bond wasn't the nicest dude either.
No.
He fucking point-blank shot her on the bed. And, what was it? Not Tomorrow Never Dies. Was it Tomorrow Never Dies? It's the one with what's-her-face, the French chick.
That would be Tomorrow Never Dies.
Yeah, okay. Because he did GoldenEye.
They did Tomorrow Never Dies.
And Tomorrow Never Dies is the
does
next
The
one.
World Is Not Enough with Denise Richards.
Yeah.
And then he did Die Another Day with Halle Berry.
Yeah, with
so it
Dr.
would have been
Christmas Jones or whatever her fucking stupid name
like
was.
That. Yeah.
Yeah. Sophie. Sophie was her name.
Yep.
I can't remember her last name. I just remember that she was in that movie with David Spade. which
movie with David Spade
is hilarious. Like, that's probably one of his best movies. His best movies are Chris Farley. That's one of it. It's a lot better than... It's funnier and it's a lot more heartfelt than Joe Dirt tried to be, even though Joe Dirt was fucking hilarious. But Joe Dirt...
The sequel was awful.
That's what I didn't even want to watch it.
Oh,
because
that
I
was
bad.
bad.
I can only imagine how bad that was.
It
Because
was
I sat
bad.
through Dickie Roberts' Child Actor.
I also sat through that.
And that one was a pretty rough one, too.
Yep. The time you'll never get back in your life.
Yeah. Oh, well, hold on. What was it? The one with Nick Swartzen. He played a Mormon turned porn star because he had a super small penis.
Oh, fuck yeah. What was that called?
That one was Time I'll Never Get Back. The worst part is after 20 minutes, I'm like, oh god, this is going to be so fucking terrible. I kept watching it. There's no excuse for this. I should have shut this shit off, but no, I didn't. I kept it going. So, in conclusion, Trollhunter, not only is it one of my favorite movies of all time, it is on that illustrious list of 1,000,000 movies.
Yeah, there's a lot of favorites of all time.
Okay? It's one of my favorite, like, big-time monster movies. It is my favorite found footage movie. What else? It's my favorite Norwegian movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
How many Norwegian movies have you seen?
Shut up, Kenneth. Just shut your fucking mouth.
Oh, okay.
I don't even know how many I've seen. Probably at most.
I've seen quite a bit. I love Norwegian films.
2.
The Wave, Ragnarok. Now that was a cool horror movie. Or monster movie.
Yeah,
Where
okay.
is that?
I gotta check these out.
Okay, check this out. That was a cool movie. Ragnarok.
Well, plus it's Ragnarok. It just sounds awesome.
Yeah. And that was before Thor had his Ragnarok. That's right.
What do you mean before Thor had his Ragnarok? Are we talking comic book Thor or we're talking movie Thor?
Movie Thor.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Say it. Shut up, Chris.
Not comic Thor.
All right. Okay. So let's do this.
Okay.
While you're doing your thing.
Okay, I got a couple more things to bring up.
I forgot. What am I watching again? The trailer for what?
Batman versus.
Oh yes.
Okay, we can kind of talk about this while you're loading. Disney now owns Fox. It's official.
It's a long time coming.
It's official. And their new website banner, this is interesting, shows Avatar, Simpsons, Atlanta, and Deadpool.
Well, so after the initial, like, oh my god, Disney's gonna own everything.
Okay, is that it?
Yeah.
Okay, you watch it.
We have to stop them, Batman.
I'll just stare at the camera.
Whatever they are, they're going to regret stepping foot in Gotham.
Is that synth music?
Do I look like a friggin' bat to you?
Oh, they make him really tall, though.
I read rumors about a supernatural bat creature in Gotham. Legend. Ninja Turtles. We came to Gotham to stop Shredder and the Foot Clan.
Oh, this looks so good.
The man who'll help us to
Of course, Raz. Raz and the Shredder.
Yeah.
So funny.
These inmates were the deadliest criminals in all of
That's Troy Baker doing the voice for Batman and Joker.
Oh, he's so good.
Guy's freaking talented. Like, oh.
time for the city to destroy.
His Batman is just close enough for you to think it might be Conroy,
Exactly.
but just different enough for you to be like, okay, it's his own thing. Because I remember he did that for Origins,
Yeah.
where he was Batman and Joker.
This is still my city.
I actually like that they're using the Neil Adams Batman with the blue and gray. And the actual, like, oval emblem. And the turtles look great. This looks...
It looks amazing.
I knew this was going to be, like,
I can't wait to see Batman and Shredder fight.
They have to fight.
That fight.
They have to fight.
That will definitely excite me.
But to be honest, I feel like Shredder kicks Batman's ass.
Ooh. I mean, he should.
Depending on which version it is.
You got
like
4 turtles taking him on.
If it's just Oroko Saki.
Yeah.
But even then, yeah, you're right. Like, he's consistently taking down 4 expertly trained Ninja Turtles. But even, like, if we follow the book's continuity or some of the TV show's continuities, where Oroko Saki or Shredder is actually one of the aliens, but you know what I mean? Like, there's so many ways they can...
That's going to be so much fun.
That looks great.
DC is just killing it with the cartoons.
But anyways, I was saying about the Fox, Disney owning everything. They still, and we mentioned this a couple times, they still own the other companies that these movies were released under. So you could release, like Die Hard, for instance, you could release Die Hard under the whatever the hell.
You could release, they're keeping Fox going, except Fox is only going to release 5 films a year now.
Okay.
So one of those would have to fall under that. The thing is, Disney's going to have to want to give that franchise money when they could give it to something like Marvel that's going to make them money.
Right,
for
no,
sure.
I understand that, but I mean, like, they'll look. What I hope that happens is, because you have to say, like, as much as I hate the fact that Disney owns so much of the entertainment business, it is fucking crazy that they were able to do this.
Oh,
this almost
it's crazy,
unparalleled monopoly.
How like. And it was between them or Comcast, and Comcast also owns half the rest of the industry.
Exactly, but so like the way I look at it is, like, if you really think about it, they've been incredibly smart with Marvel. Okay, like incredibly smart with Marvel. Like even the movies that aren't as good as their top tier still are making millions.
Yeah,
and they're profiting. They're not like barely making their millions. They're profiting. All of these movies are a profit. Every single one of these movies are a profit. Their worst movie, well, because the merger, or they owned Marvel movies as of Avengers.
Avengers was their first, yeah.
Their worst movie was, if you think about it, I think it's the Dark World.
It probably would be the Dark World.
Dark World, or
what falls after Dark World?
Ant-Man 2?
I guess Ant-Man 2.
Even those two made money.
Yeah.
Like, profit. Not like,
they all make
we
profit.
barely made our budget back. They made their budget back, and then some, and then they kept making more money. So, like, that's an insanely, like, genius move there. Their Star Wars lineup, while their offshoots haven't gotten as much recognition as they should, because I mean, even I looked at Solo as a movie that I didn't see a point in making, but I didn't look at it like, well, I'm not going to watch it because it looks like garbage. It actually looked like it was a lot of fun.
It looks a lot of fun.
You know,
I still haven't seen it, but I'm not a ginormous Star Wars fan.
I'm not a ginormous Star Wars fan either, though. So, like, I haven't even gotten through Rogue One all the way through.
Rogue One's a masterpiece.
And that's supposed to be amazing. And
I mean, outside of Empire, that's probably the best Star Wars movie ever made.
Yeah, whereas... But see, even if we look at their most latest trilogy...
Yeah.
Okay. So, The Force Awakens, an incredible nostalgia trip, made billions.
I enjoyed the hell out of it.
Loved the movie. I thought it was a great movie, but it's right up there with Jurassic World, where you're like, I'm watching a newer version of an old movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then
Rogue One.
No, but the
Last Jedi.
Last Jedi. So The Last Jedi, one of the most divisive Star Wars movies ever. Okay? And we're talking like more divisive than the prequels. Because the prequels obviously have the fans that were growing up as kids at that age, right? So then the older fans, like myself and you, might not necessarily like the prequels as much, but there's a whole generation of kids that love the prequels. Okay, that's fine. This one is almost split down to the middle. It's literally like you love it or you hate it. And I'm like, this is fucking unreal, the hate that movie got. But guess what? It made billions.
Yeah, it still made it half of what Force Awakens made.
But,
Disney saw it as they made billions off it, but they still saw it as a disappointment.
well, it made, what, $2 billion?
No, not even close.
Okay, so it made...
Force Awakens made over $2 billion.
That's right.
This made maybe just over $1, I think. Like,
Right.
it made...
That's right. But even still, I'm still looking at it like, so the movie itself, just box office, but videos, merchandise, they made...
It still made bank.
They made enough... There's no way that the budget was $1 billion on this movie. There's no fucking way.
No.
No way.
200 mil tops, plus marketing costs.
So I would say, let's just put it at 600 million. They still made more.
Yeah.
Way more. Okay, so I mean, like, and it fucking blows my mind when they're just like, it was a massive disappointment. Really?
It was pretty disappointing, though.
I loved the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
No, don't get me wrong. It's not a bad movie. It's just that everything you wanted to see, it took a different direction.
But I'm on the other side of the fence where I was like, I actually liked that.
Yeah.
I liked that they did all these different routes.
It disappointed me. I hated what they did with Luke. But hey, that's just me.
Yep, that's just you.
That's just me
but
and
anyway,
millions of other people.
So, with that in mind, I don't see how they would look at a franchise like Deadpool and go, yeah, well, now we gotta make him PG. I don't think that's happening. I don't think that's happening at all.
No, but
I also don't think that Deadpool is going to be in the regular MCU.
He's going to fall outside. But it's going to be an interesting, predicament because a lot of the first two Deadpool movies revolved around the X-Men. The X-Mansion,
yep.
You even had, the little cameo from the new team of X-Men in the last movie.
Right.
So you're going to have to probably remove a lot of that for the third because they're rebooting the X-Men now.
But... isn't that the ideal character to do it with?
Yeah.
I mean, he fucking shot himself in a previous continuity in that movie. He killed Ryan Reynolds before he finished reading the script of Green Lantern.
No, it's perfect. And you know what? I already see what they should do. Deadpool calls up Dopinder. They roll up to the X-Mansion. He gets out. X-Mansion's boarded up with a sign that says "Closed for reboot."
Exactly. See what I mean? Now, franchises like...
I laughed at the idea of it.
I loved how a lot of people were up in arms about franchises like Die Hard and Aliens, okay?
I'm up in arms about Aliens. Aliens is one of my favorite franchises.
Okay. When's the last really good Aliens movie that you've seen?
I enjoyed the hell of Competent and...
Stop right there.
Prometheus.
When's the last really good Aliens movie that you've seen?
Masterpiece Aliens. But each one has been, incredible fun for me. The only one that, I have to rewatch now that I'm older was Alien 3. That really just didn't click with me.
Alien 3?
I enjoyed Resurrection more than 3.
I see, okay, so now we're flipped because Resurrection for me is not an Aliens movie.
Okay.
I do not consider it an Aliens movie. Yeah, there's the characters in there, and to a degree, and there's aliens in it. It's not an Aliens movie.
Okay.
Okay? This is it's just, it doesn't feel like an Aliens movie to me. It's less, at least, when Aliens went into an action movie, a blockbuster action movie, that's still a fucking scary movie. That's a horror action flick.
Mm-hmm. Okay?
Resurrection is just an action flick. There's nothing really scary about it.
There's creepy shit in that. But, no.
It's not, I mean, sure, you got to see
the original 4
alien-human hybrid with a penis. That's kind of creepy. I'll give you that.
See, that's horrifying.
That is a creepy...
That's scarier than anything in the rest of the 3.
But that's not a horror scary. That's just one of those oh god, ugh.
All 4 of them are very different genres. The first one is
Third is more of a return to the first one, though.
But it has this war zone feel to it, though.
The problem is it's 2 different writers. Joss Whedon was brought in.
That was Resurrection.
Well, who was brought in to do Because Fincher was brought in as last minute to direct it.
Fincher did it, but it was Fox executives that kept fucking changing shit on.
But that's what I mean. So like you can totally feel that.
Yeah.
But the vibe is definitely from the first movie, or even the second movie. Definitely from that one. But anyway, regardless, like we have our things. But then I do not at all consider Prometheus. I don't even care that they're trying to the Prometheus and Covenant thing. And I liked Covenant, just so we're clear. I liked Prometheus the first time I watched it. I've watched it a couple times since. It has not held up as well.
Okay.
Covenant, my problem with the Covenant, though, is that they're trying to take the Prometheus aspect and the aliens aspect. They're trying to do what they should have done with Prometheus in the first place, and then try to smash it together. The problem is it's a terrible way of doing it. It's really just kind of like, ugh. Like, I know what they're trying to do, and they did probably the best that they could have. Like, I don't know if I could have come up with a better way to write it in, but my feeling would have been just not bother. Just try to do another Aliens movie after all of that. Because the way that the aliens are, they're such that they're so iconic, for one, that you could set it 1,000,000 years after Resurrection. Because even Resurrection was like 100 years...
It was years later.
1,000 years.
Ripley's an android in it.
Yeah, or not an android, she's a clone.
Clone, yeah.
But that's what I mean. So you could set it
was,
so far away and introduce a new cast of characters. You know what I mean?
They kind of did that, but they did backwards. That's
what I mean. It was dumb for them to do a prequel.
I didn't mind the idea of a prequel, though. I like seeing the creation of it, 'cause especially when it's coming from Ridley Scott, who did Alien. You know, like, his idea, and apparently he's had it for years and years and years, of how we get to Alien. I'm bummed that this whole Disney Fox thing went down now instead of a year or two from now. So I really wanted to see that third film, and I don't think Disney's going to bankroll it now.
Nope.
Which means I invested time into a trilogy that has no completion.
And I understand that feeling. I just, the way I look at it is, and it hates...
Oh, Fassbender really got fucked with this.
It pains me to say this, like, in terms of franchises, because, like, Die Hard...
Yeah.
That's a franchise that's pretty near and dear to my heart, and it hurts to see that one go like this. Okay? So, for them to not right away do a Die Hard movie, I'm okay with. Okay? Wait so long. Wait until Bruce Willis dies, so that there's no way he's going to have anything to do with this one, even though the McClane...
That would be the only way to redo it, because I don't want to see anyone else play McClane. If you're not going to have Willis in there, I don't want to see Die Hard. Willis is Die Hard. I don't want to see anyone else as Axel Foley. That's Eddie Murphy. I don't want to see any new actor play Axel Foley.
I'm okay with either of these as long as they're good movies, though. Like, as far as Die Hard goes, the last really good Die Hard was Die Hard 3. I know a lot of people like Die Hard 4, and Die Hard 4... I
do like 4, because
it's not a bad movie.
No, but he's a superhuman in it.
It's a bad Die Hard movie.
Yeah.
Because, first and foremost, he's practically bulletproof.
Yeah.
I remember when he was fighting, what's her face? Lucy? No.
Oh, Maggie Q.
Yeah, Maggie Q. And they immediately established that Maggie Q is a martial artist. Mm-hmm. He kicks the fuck out of this martial artist. And it's not like he barely wins. He superhumanly kicks the fuck out of everybody in this whole movie. At no point in time do you ever get that sense of struggle, which is so intrinsic.
Including a fighter jet.
Yeah, he fucking Tony Hawk slid, like, grinded the wing. I saw points and multipliers because he did a triple kickflip off the fucking thing. Up until that point, I was in that movie. I saw that scene. I was like, I'm out. Man. I am out.
I want to see someone do a video edit now of, like...
I'm surprised there isn't! You know, where you just have, like, right in the corner.
Yeah.
I just want to see a shot of James with this fucking cast beating the shit out of this on a Nintendo 64's controller, no less. But yeah, like, all the things that made John McClane the icon that he should have been, they took it all away for that movie. And then after that, you had Die Another Day. Or no, not Die Another Day. Die Harder in Russia. with your son.
That movie doesn't exist to me. Live Free or Die Hard was the last Die Hard movie ever made.
And then Die Hard 5, but Another Day to Die Hard. That's what it was. Another Day to Die Hard.
A Good Day to Die Hard.
Oh, either one. Either one is so garbage.
That's number 5.
And of course it has...
Jay Courtney!
Jay Courtney!
Jay Courtney!
But I saw the trailers and I immediately went, why? So, a franchise like that, okay, but Axel Foley, that's another one. I love Beverly Hills Cop 1 and 2. Love it. I do have a soft spot for the third, even though it is so far below the first two. So far below.
It is.
But it's still really good.
It's a lot of fun still.
But it's like, I think my problem was that, was it Metro that came out, and then they did Beverly Hills Cop 3?
No, 3 was before Metro. Metro was his last action movie.
Metro.
That was the second restricted movie I ever saw in the theater. Because the first restricted movie I ever saw in the theater was...
Showgirls!
Striptease!
Oh, I thought it was... Oh, yeah, Striptease.
It was Demi.
Striptease, that's right. I get those two mixed up because they came out around the same time.
We stuck into Striptease.
And then we ended
got
up...
kicked out.
No, we didn't get kicked out.
No, we didn't get kicked out.
We got hassled. Well, I got hassled.
Over and over and over. So we
after,
ended up watching the last half of
Because it was
Multiplicity.
like, they grilled us. They grilled us at the tickets.
Yeah.
They grilled us at the fucking, to get in.
Yeah.
And then the first boob shot, they grilled us again. So then Ken is like, fuck it, let's just go watch Multiplicity.
Yeah.
And in retrospect, greatest choice ever, because Multiplicity, infinitely better than Striptease.
Yeah.
Infinitely better.
We got out before Greasy Burt came on big screen.
Yeah, I remember when I watched it years later.
On video.
And I was like, we were so hyped to see this, and yet...
I mean, were we really watching it for the story, though?
We were not. We were watching it to see Demi Moore naked.
Yeah.
And other women naked, but...
Yeah.
So,
what do you expect?
To wrap this up in my view, they have enough of their other production companies that they can release other movies under these things that they can say it's still a Disney movie, but for you adults that want to see like violence and stuff like that, here's your movies here.
They got their other labels, and I'm just, you know, I'm hoping my favorite franchises aren't gone, because these are my favorite. Alien, Predator, X-Men, the Fox X-Men, like these are movies that I consider my favorite franchises.
Like, I feel like putting X-Men in the MCU is not going to be good for anybody.
It's going to water them down. You're going to see them 50% less than you do now.
It's either going to water the X-Men down, or it's going to water down the other characters that you really like. Mm-hmm. Like, I have a hard time thinking that Guardians would have been as huge as it was under the MCU umbrella if they had X-Men. Mm-hmm. Because X-Men can go in space. Yeah. You know? And X-Men also has infinitely more recognizable characters than Guardians. Hmm. You know?
100%.
So it's one of those... And not only that, like, everybody has been shitting on the X-Men, the last two X-Men movies. Days of Future Past and Apocalypse.
People dump on them.
And I'm like, I don't understand this, because, like, aside from a couple of continuity errors that I am griping about in Days of Future Past, I actually loved Apocalypse. I don't understand
To me, Apocalypse is the most comic booky feeling X-Men movie made.
And it's great. Like,
it's straight up an X-Men story.
It's so great. The only thing that kind of kills it for me is it's not the original cast. Yeah. You know? Because, like, while the first class cast members, for the most part, are good. Yeah. I guess the thing that it kind of gets me, though, is, like, Fassbender, especially Fassbender and Jennifer Lawrence, really feel like they don't want to be in these movies.
Oh, Fassbender, I don't get that from Fassbender at all.
Really?
Not at all. Mm. No. Lawrence, I do.
Lawrence...
I'm shocked that she came back for Dark Phoenix.
Yeah. Because
she hasn't wanted to do it for, like, 2 movies now.
Yeah. Fassbender, I guess part of it... you know what it is, though? It's also the way they do Magneto. Because it's the same thing where it's like, he's a bad guy, but he's a good guy. But he's a bad guy, but he's a good guy.
It's the Ian McKellen thing, right? Like, he's just the younger version of that. Yeah. But James McAvoy's great, Professor X.
Although, I gotta say, it's funny looking at McAvoy in the most recent trailers, where you could tell it's split.
He's jacked.
Like, he's just... You know what I mean? It's like, that's fucking hilarious.
Professor X just... Whoa.
Yeah, like, he's literally just like, oh, yeah, it's terrible. I'm in a wheelchair.
Ripped.
Yeah. So, yeah. So, I mean, I just, honestly, I just want to be hopeful. I'm just hopeful.
I want to be hopeful. And you know what? If I'm not going to get...
franchise
if I'm not going to get the third... If
heart,
I'm not going to get the third Ridley Scott one, what they should do is give that Aliens 5 to Neil Blomkamp.
Yeah.
He's got the script. He's got everything done.
Do it.
Sigourney Weaver wants to do it.
Just do it. Also,
Do
kill her off right away.
Do it.
Kill her off
Please
right away.
do it.
Kill off the upteenth time cloned.
She will die because
has to.
Newt will be in as an adult, and they're going to continue with Newt.
If they do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They won't, but I'm hopeful.
All right.
All right. Well, I had a little bit more to talk about, but that kind of went along. What's one more topic? One more topic?
Let's do it.
All right. One more topic. It kind of goes with what we're talking about. Disney rehired James Gunn.
Oh, did he get rehired? Oh. I wasn't sure I heard about this.
I love this so much because they openly admit that they weren't even considering any other directors.
That's... I almost... when I caught that line, I was like, were you though? Because if that was the case, then why would you fire him in the first place?
Is this all a PR stunt to get like the trolls off your back for a year and then go, okay, James, come on.
I mean, like, I would have accepted it more so as if, like, within the weeks after he was fired, they went, guys, honestly, we just made a knee-jerk reaction. To be perfectly honest, we didn't realize that these were things that he had tweeted 10, 12 years ago and has already apologized for, like,
numerous times.
So it was a knee-jerk reaction. We're really, really sorry. So he's back.
Yeah.
But a whole year goes by. Like, it just seemed like they went, wait, hold on. DC hired him for Suicide Squad 2? We gotta get him back!
Yeah.
We gotta get him back!
Yeah.
Like, I'll give Dave Bautista credit for being one of them. Like, the whole cast as a whole were all together, but Bautista was like...
Oh, he didn't give a shit. He was like, no, you know what? Where I come from, we stick up for our friends.
Yeah, exactly.
This ain't cool.
Like, everyone was all... They were all kind of like, yeah, no,
They're tiptoeing on it, like, we're not okay with it, but we'll do what you want us to.
I mean, like, if it's his script, we'll do it. But you can almost kind of see where they, like, have the script and it's, like, crossed out and then in crayon, like, James Gunn, and they're like, good enough for me.
Yeah.
That's a James Gunn script right there. That's the one I read. Whereas, like, Batista's like, fuck that. Fuck everyone.
Yeah.
Do it. Just put him on there. But so he gets Suicide Squad 2 or 1 or whatever they want to call it now.
Suicide Squad. It's a reboot.
I know. Oh, that made me so mad. Even Michelle was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, it's a reboot. She's like, why would they do that? I was like, I don't know.
I don't know. Apparently Warner wasn't happy with the shit ton of money Suicide Squad made.
And it shouldn't have?
I mean, Suicide Squad made like fucking $300 million more than Justice League. What kind of world do we live in?
But yeah, okay, so like, we'll do this. So James Gunn gets signed on for Suicide Squad 2, and I was like, okay, all right.
I was down with it.
I'm okay with this. And then they go, yeah, we're recasting Deadshot with Idris Elba. And I was like, all right, okay.
All right.
And I mean, like I've said before, like I don't think that, Will Smith was necessarily the best choice, but he also wasn't the worst choice. But I'm pumped for Idris Elba. Okay, all right. They haven't officially said that Margot Robbie's going to be in it, but I don't see why she wouldn't.
I think they're kind of waiting to see how well Birds of Prey does to make that decision.
Yeah. Yeah, but, I mean, she was a standout of that movie, so I don't see any reason why they wouldn't. But then, so I was like, okay, all right. And then you gave me the cast list of characters, and I was like, okay, so we have those two, and arrested characters that I'm familiar with, but give zero fucks for. Mm-hmm. King Shark? Yeah, because of The Flash, I'm all over it. Other than that, like, what the hell was one of them? Poem Man or something? I can't even remember.
Fucking butterfly head or I don't fucking...
Rainbow flap jacket guy? I don't know. Anyway, regardless, all jokes aside, but the second that they said it was a reboot, I was like, why?
Table flipped.
fuck this. And then it
because they're trying to really just get rid of the Snyder universe. They want it out of everyone's mind.
You know what? At this point, why not do the same thing that they did with Aquaman, where you cherry pick. You pick the things that worked, which obviously Surfer Bro Aquaman works. Okay, and then you rejig the other stuff, right? Because they don't really mention it all Justice League aside from the one mention of Steppenwolf, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but then they change everything else to fit their new version. Okay, great. You know. You've got Shazam openly referencing Superman, Henry Cavill's Superman, in Shazam, okay? But that's it. That's it, that's all. Okay, great. Do that. Do the same thing that they did with New 52, where they're like, hey, you guys like this stuff about New 52, or Rebirth, sorry. You like this about New 52, but you like this about old continuity?
Yeah.
Okay? You don't have to go anything like crazy and totally wipe it off the map. Especially when my wife, who isn't a comic book fan, is like, wait, why are you rebooting it?
She's already confused enough with this shit.
Yeah. She wasn't exactly thrilled that they recast Deadshot. She's a bigger Will Smith fan than I am, admittedly. I used to be a huge fan. It's only within the last, 5-6 years that I'm kind of, hit and miss with him. I still like him.
Yeah, well, his choice of movies are kind of weird now.
Yeah. I think it's because he's a closet Scientologist, so he's just weird now.
Oh, okay.
but yeah, so the reboot, I was like, okay, and then when Disney's like, he's back, you said it right away, you were like, I'm happy he's back, but that just means we got another 5 years before we see this fucking movie.
Yeah, because he said to them straight up, was like, thank you so much, I'm doing the Suicide Squad, and they're like, we'll wait for you.
And so...
Which means, yeah, good 5 years for Guardians.
You know, and I mean... After Endgame, that's now at least 4 years before we see a Guardians movie. Okay? At all. So that's 5 years of those characters just kind of sitting around going, alright.
Unless they make an appearance somewhere else.
But...
Because we really don't know what the MCU is going to look like now.
That's true.
With them having Fox and everything.
No, I don't. We don't know how everything's going to go.
No. I read a great article today where someone was saying that Galactus should be the next big bad after Thanos. And I was like, fuck yeah. In fact, they should push it as Doom being the big bad, and then Galactus comes, and Doom has to actually team with the heroes to take Galactus out.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah, 100%.
Because this whole thing with the Marvel, Disney buying Fox, them getting Fantastic Four and Surfer and Galactus and Doom, that's the best part of it all.
For you. The Doom aspect for me is like, yes. I've never been a huge Fantastic Four fan.
Yeah.
Always been a huge Doctor Doom fan. Always been a huge Doctor Doom fan. And Silver Surfer, I'm just a sucker for that. You know, I'm not the hugest cosmic guy, but he puts, for me, he's like Star Trek. He's like that Star Trek type of space travel where I'm a huge Star Trek fan. Whereas the Guardians are kind of like Star Wars. I think they're better. You know? There's certainly a lot of really cool things to think about, and hopefully everything turns out the way they like.
That's kind of nice thing. If Guardians is 5 years off, that means that technically Gunn, I know he's got a finished script, but now he could have Surfer in there. He could have Starjammers. He could have the Brood. He can have...
Yeah, there's certainly now a huge pocket that opens up now.
Yeah.
Like...
You could tease Galactus in Guardians 3.
Even with Captain Marvel, we could also start seeing Nova. Like, actual Richard Rider Nova, not Sam Humphries. If they go Sam Humphries, I'm...
Sam Alexander.
Sam Alexander?
Humphries is a comic writer.
Okay. Yeah. Hey.
He might have wrote...
Don't be a dick, alright? I've been super cool to you all this whole Camcast.
You just want to say Humphries.
Why would I want to do that?
It's a funny sounding word.
Why is it?
Humphries.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Think about it.
No, I want to hear you say it.
Humphries.
Yeah, you keep enunciating hump because you're a fucking hard up loser. See what happens when I'm not nice to you? Anyway.
That was great.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Ultimately, I'm hopeful.
excited.
I'm disappointed that Suicide Squad 2 is now a fucking reboot. Or The Suicide Squad is a reboot. Because it's dumb. Plus the fact that the characters are now, even lower totem pole characters.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Gunn, so I don't
Polka Dot
anticipate...
Man, that's who it was.
Yes, that's right.
Polka Dot Man.
Like, it's gonna be one of those where you're like, you know, if it was anyone else, this is probably gonna be the worst fucking movie.
Yeah, but because it's Gunn.
That's right. Yeah, so...
Alright.
Trollhunter, Camcast,
Boom,
Geek
boom,
Pants,
boom,
Kenneth,
bang, bang,
Chris,
boom, bang.
everybody, thank you so much. We're out.
These pancakes are delicious.